towers above everybody, majestically.
Well, a lot of the kickoffs have been bungled, but that was a perfect kick.
Keenan goes up for it against Atales. Ireland have claimed it back. So, started by Ryan, this was what Ireland did have a little nudge forward.
I can't remember seeing so many to and fro's in the air. You know, normally catches are very secure. Oh, good news for Ireland. Team here is past his HIA.
Right, let's go.
Against Atez.
Well, France need to get organised here and get going because they're wasting their time.
Good luck, Scott. Wish I'd stuck with my first line now.
This should count either time setting a scrum where nothing is happening should not be time on the clock. If Ireland are clever here, they could take 2 minutes off the clock by just resetting this.
Ryan Owas against Edburn here. 17 against 3.
I've got the wrong moves on my Azu here. I normally run Hydro Pump.
Got the penalty already. Now then, France. Free play. Untamak for Fiku. Cuts back inside. A little bit of space for the winger. Bundyaki holds him up, but he's on a knee, which means everybody has to let go.
He's still playing advantage.
Aldrit breaks one tackle. Tackled in the end by Henshaw. Leroux. Tackled by his opposite number, James Ryan. Untamak, Fiku, the centre. Back in the centre, although he's picked on the wing. And here's the other one, Ahates. Oh, zipping by, a little flip pass from the prop. Dupont, Untamak, half-backs together. Up to the 22, another penalty advantage to France. Dupont, free play again. Willem Serre can't find Boutier.
But in a way that crystallises the advantage of the penalty, doesn't it? The horrible problem you always have is how close do you go to trying to make the play, because if you are successful and you don't score...
If you're struggling to see it, guys, don't worry, it'll be recorded and I'll post it onto the YouTube channel.
Would you kick this way for its corner?
Points.
Yeah,
Points at the end of the half.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bore you, Brian, again by saying how many they need. But they need lots. They need lots. 3 will do. Sometimes France, the way they shook the ball on him, it's...
So with a good tackle by Porty, mate, finds himself again... Oh no, it's a standard. Finds himself again on the wing.
To have a power punch or an ice punch out of the way, it's not doing much to me.
Just managed to keep hold. Enough to stop the momentum. And all things considered, if this is the final score of this half, that 10-minute period was well managed by Ireland, and they'll be very happy with that. Brighton was involved in a couple of important parts of that 10 minutes as well. The drives early on where they got a penalty and the really good restart.
Yeah, going on. Just repeat it if you can't hear him.
France's lead, 17-13. Everything to play for.
Blue card as well.
We will need a flurry of scoring from France in the second half, but it sets it up nicely.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. Yeah. One and a half.
Johnny Sexton splits his forwards. He's going that way. Conley in hot pursuit. Still wait for Olivon to come down. Straight down the middle. Stockton. Keenan in pursuit. Against Coutier. Herring goes up. CJ Stander goes up. Ireland have the advantage. Caleb Doris, man in the bin. Can only watch.
They'll be very grateful that in a net effect it hasn't cost his side more points.
One on the coccyx.
This is a little bit dicier as a matchup.
That was close.
Of course, yeah. That's the end for him, would you not say?
Oh, well, yes, I'm being substituted, yes. Oddly enough, yeah. Sorry.
Dead time in the game.
Is he going to swap this time or is he going to let me counter him down? I'm happy to counter him down.
At the end of this first half.
That's fine by me. I've got loaded energy now.
Jacob Stockdale. The fullback close enough to the screen. Left for Murray.
Aaron should try and manufacture at least a drop goal opportunity for this.
And you can't touch the scrum half, or was the ball out? We're playing on for the moment.
I think France have been lucky there.
Willemse not moving away that quickly.
So he is running psychic power up punch.
Turnover, but illegally.
But I have 2 shields.
It's a right arm wrestle.
And I'm going to get to frenzy plants far quicker than he's going to get to psychics. I expect a power up punch bait, but I can't risk it with what I have in the back.
Doris back on. Interesting.
On small things do great things turn, and the fact that France didn't just give them the ball and make the final
What's his
play.
last one? Oh, it's a Breloom.
Defence meant that Doris had time enough to come back on and have actual full complement, and they've got a prime attacking opportunity to register at least 5, possibly 7 points.
In this case, I think I can get to the flamethrower in time. I think I can.
Got it going, you've got it going.
To reset a little bit, Herring has the ball. Oh, he's gone to ground.
Well defended by France.
Connery, plan B.
Just be patient here.
Ryan.
Bastiodon beats Breloom in the zeros.
Keane Healy with support from Robbie Henshaw.
Trying to get the latches on the pitch, will latch on early.
Kaelin Doris. Ryan. Just all the forwards are having a go. With a little bit of Robbie Henshaw too.
Well, Ireland are going to have to go narrow.
Stander again. Porter, Herring over the ball.
I sometimes have to do tannoy announcements at work, so I have to hear my own voice quite a bit.
Penalty.
Well defended by France.
Going Right.
2-zip, we might as well use some out there stuff.
Against Ireland, entering direct, going in off their feet. Untamak is just going to boot this into the stands. Half-time whistle about to sound. There it is. France have the advantage at the interval. They lead at the Stade de France by 17 points to 13.
What do we fancy using?
Well, the first half that was never less than interesting. Inevitably, Dupont running that line outside Ficou and scoring for France early on. But then, after Ben Young scored 2 tries on his 100th cap for England, Keane Healy scores on
Let's
his
go
100th
Quagsire.
for Ireland. And then, a penalty try and a yellow card.
Very weak
which
to
seemed
grass.
swing things France's way, but
Something that beats
it's turned
grass,
out,
probably a
although they lead,
Scarm.
Ireland must be fancying their chances now. Just to remind you of the scenario, because Ireland have, the key point here is, without complicating things, because Ireland have now scored a try, and that means they've scored more
I'm going to go for a
tries
hit,
in the
no
Six
save
Nations than
swap.
England have.
Oh, should we go for the shadow? Yeah, we'll go for the
Ireland
shadow
winning by
one.
6
Not used the shadow
makes
one
them
yet.
Six Nations champions. Okay, they're 4 down at the moment. France have to win by 30 odd,
Oh.
and the way things are going at the moment.
Scott not want to do the third.
You get a bit of bad France shortly afterwards, which is why they're only leading by 4. Paul, pretty happy?
Yeah, I am pretty happy. I thought that was a strange decision at the end not to take the kick of goal. I mean, we took a kick of goal in front of the post from 55 metres out at the start of the game, and we refused one there towards the end. We only need to win by 6. Ireland only need to win by 6, so tries aren't all that important.
Must just actually say, by marking your card, by the way, we are on BBC One for the second half, so get prepared to change channel in about 3 minutes' time. Ireland have been good.
Yeah, they have. And if you walked out and missed the 2 French tries, you'd think Ireland winning this game quite comfortably. But that's what we said at the start.
Are we doing a third,
They
Scott?
can just score in a blink of an eye. I mean, the second try was a little bit fortunate for them in some ways, but they can just score. But Ireland have defended generally pretty well. They've bottled up Dupont quite a few times. France have given away the penalties that we said they would. I agree with Paul. I'd probably take those points. Although Ireland are probably better in the breakdown. You know, when they get there, they've been doing well. Obviously, Healy's try was good, so I can see what they were trying to do, and was probably worth a chance. But it's an intriguing game.
Before the match began, we were saying about Sean Edwards' quote about keeping 15 players on the field was one of the key elements. And I'm not saying the half swung on Boutier's yellow card, but the momentum certainly switched towards Ireland after that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it gave them a little bit of belief, I think, and they played that period, obviously, with 1 man more. They took a few penalties. They didn't knock them over the bar. They went to the corner every time, so they had territory, they had possession, they scored their try. Keane Healy scored his try during that period. And
Don't worry, Simon, it's coming this game.
Give Ireland a little bit of a lift and got him on top in the game. And, that's 4 yellow cards and a red card in the championship for France. So it's a real part of their game where they're letting themselves down, and it's going to have to change for them.
Having said how good France were last week as well, when Dupont did score early on in that manner as well, there must have been a lot of Irish people watching wherever you are at the moment, thinking we could be in trouble here.
Yeah, maybe. But I think for the team, we were saying in the week, France are good and they will score. So actually, if you go in the mindset of they're going to get a couple, and don't worry because they're good and they will get you a couple of times. We always used to go out and think we're going to not concede a try, but actually we think they're going to get a couple. So as long as we can do what we do and stay in the game.
Not gonna lie, I thought I had Stone Edge on the Quagsire, not Sludge Bomb, but never mind.
Ficou's going to do something good. They've got good players, but they've scored, forget about it, go back and score the next point. If Ireland kick that
At this point, the best answer to the Skarmory is my own Skarmory.
6 points, don't worry about the 6 points. Just win, and then you can. The last 5-10 minutes.
But I'm going to take some shields at least with this hit now.
Actual points on the board.
A lot of interesting incidents in that game, and we will show you them on BBC One in just a moment or so. The Women's Six Nations also reaches its climax this weekend. The programme tomorrow night will come from Twickenham.
It's all about the moment.
It's a fixture that really gets the blood pumping.
Moment after moment, and what it all adds up to.
Memorable win for England.
I'm not shielding anything because I'm likely to need this shield for his Skarmory counter, which he will have in the back, probably the Bastiodon. It's going to likely end up with relying on a Quagsire sweep.
You.
The Red Risers, well and truly.
Shakercolt.
There's a Medicham, that'll do.
The Women's Six Nations. Live every moment.
Are you ready for it?
So the highlights of that final weekend can be seen on BBC Two tomorrow night BBC One rather, after Match of the Day 2. Match of the Day 1.
No point messing about, go for the Brave Bird nuke, it'll take it out in one. I can switch out to clear the defence debuff.
Can Ireland get their
Quagsire's got loaded
Can
energy.
France run rampage? We'll see very shortly.
The sludge bombs actually worked out okay.
And for the past year, I've been working with struggling pubs across Britain. But none of us could ever have imagined the crisis that lay ahead.
Good game, Scott.
Is this last orders for Britain's locals?
No way.
Not on your Nelly.
Saving Britain's Pubs with Tom Kerridge starts Thursday the 12th of November on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Of crows swept out of the blue.